What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing today? As you can see, I'm in a crane, or if you don't know, I'm in a crane. The last video I did, I was at home making a video on losing my job and miscommunication in the crane industry and blah 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 blah. But anyway, I'm back working, as you can see, and I'm in a potane, and the potanes that I've been in, this the potanes that I've been in have all been nice. This cabin is very spacious and user friendly. I mean, I've got AC and heat right here. I don't have to buy my own heating system. The last crane I was in, it was called a Terex, and it was very tiny. The seat didn't recline. I couldn't stretch my legs out any. The little deck behind the cab was very tiny. I would have to. It's not like I would have to walk far to walk around, but you know, this is just more spacious. This crane is a lot better than the Terex in certain aspects. I'm not gonna get into detail about this crane, but I'm just glad that I finally have a another crane to get into. And I don't know if I mentioned in my last video, but I have other things, in the works right now, and hopefully, things work out for me. That's all I'm gonna say is I hope things work out for me. This crane business is, it's pretty wild, man. I'm not gonna say it's cutthroat, but it's pretty wild. Like I mentioned in the other video, the only reason I found out I was losing my job is because I saw a crane pull up next to my crane that's usually there for, taking apart cranes. So I asked the question and I found out. So anyways, I'm here now. That's over with. I enjoyed my time off, spending my time with family and all of that. So I plan on, using this time to, you know, focus on what's next. Apparently this job is for 15 months, so I kind of have about 15 months to prepare on what's going next to see if I want to keep doing this crane stuff. I know there's been people asking me questions because I think I kind of make the crane world seem like it's terrible, but it's really not. Maybe I've just been lucky, but like I mentioned before, I always keep a plan B, and C, honestly. I was working this job, but constant I was in constant talks with someone else from another crane company because you just never know. And I was lucky enough. Well, I wasn't lucky. Well, I'll just use the word lucky. I was lucky enough to get a job, a few weeks after losing my last job. So I'm very thankful for this opportunity. And I'm definitely glad that, I'm in this crane because it's brand new. I'm the first operator in here. So, you know. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Keeping a plan B and C if you're gonna be a crane operator is definitely important. You definitely want to keep in contact with a few other crane companies or operators. You always got to keep your network pretty big with this job. And I don't want to scare anybody away from this job. It's not, if you find a crane seat and you're there from, you know, the beginning of a job site, you're probably going to be there for a while. And if you don't know what the future holds, just ask. I mean, why not ask? I mean, if you go to a crane and the building is already pretty much done, then your time is probably limited. So I would ask, how much longer do you have here? And whoever hired you, talk to them to see if they have what the outlook is on the future, just so you know. Other than that, yeah, I'm just glad to be taking on this opportunity. And I've never been to a crane. Well, I've had cranes where I was there for the beginning of the project, but I wasn't in a tower crane. I was in a self-erect crane, which is completely different because the self-erect cranes, you operate from a remote and you're on the ground walking around. But I'm finally in a tower crane up in the sky from the beginning of the project, and maybe I'll be here to the end. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Because life is always lifing, and you never know what's going to happen. So, yeah, I'm down here. I'm out here in downtown Austin. I got the views of downtown over here. And I'm kind of in a bougie neighborhood on West 6th Street. So I see a lot of nice cars and a lot of bougie people. And man, the other day I climbed down and there was a group of young ladies standing on the sidewalk when I'm walking by, and you know, I had to say excuse me like twice, and they just looked at me and then turned their head. I'm like, you know what? Like, I don't know. People are weird. But anyway, that's a different subject for something else. I'm not gonna speak on that much, but yeah, like I said, I'm glad to be here. 15-month project. This is gonna be a they said it's a parking garage on the bottom, stores on the next level, a hotel on the next level, and then condos on the top level. And it's supposed to be like 5 floors at the end of the project. So yeah, I'll be taking some time lapses. I might go live sometimes. And yeah, just try to document this job as best as possible. So shout out to the people that's been on here watching me and commenting. You know, I don't mind answering questions. And like I said, the crane industry isn't terrible. You just got to keep your network open and keep open communication with whoever hired you, because you don't want to be left, you know, in the dark. Because if you don't say anything, there's a high chance that they're not going to say anything. So yeah, you know, I appreciate y'all watching the videos, man. I really do appreciate it. So, you know, if you'd like to see more content, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll keep uploading. Until then, I'll holler at y'all later.